Hello everyone, welcome to the stream and to another day in Azeroth. Happy Monday to everybody. Thank you guys very much for being here today. Hope everybody is doing well. Esme, Tawin, Magnus, John, Justin, Cheyenne, Stevie, Sven, Junine, and Kaushik, welcome everyone. Thank you guys for hanging out. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Inventory looks good, with the exception that I should probably, if we're not going to do a bunch of leatherworking right now, then I should probably send this to my bank alts. All of the light leather that we have. So let's do that. Ramble's Bank. Kind of the same thing with the linen. Let's send that off too. Alright, that looks a lot cleaner. Let's go do a little bit of fishing, just to kind of ease into things. This looks like a disgusting place to fish, but we're gonna give it a shot. Preston, Parkow, good afternoon, good evening to you both. Hey, we're catching fish here, so as long as there are some healthy fish here, I guess it's fine. I personally wouldn't eat anything fished out of this, but hey. I am also not a blue space goat. Dustin, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Ollie, good evening to you. Jamal, welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here, buddy. Jorge, good afternoon to you. Welcome. Thanks for being here today. Karen, good evening to you. Welcome. You missed the Melee Hunter. Am I going to play the Melee Hunter again? Yeah, I think on Wednesdays. Wednesdays will still be the day that I get on SoD and I go on the Hunter, and we try to do a Nax. That's all we have to do. We have to get a little bit more Nax gear, and then we have to clear the last raid, the Scarlet Enclave. So yes, every Wednesday is still going to be our... It's going to be our SoD day. So we'll start off by trying to do Nax, trying to do Karazhan Crypts. If Nax doesn't happen, or it happens a little bit and we still have time, and then we'll probably jump over to the Mage and level the Mage a little bit. We'll do SoD Wednesdays for now. That's the plan. We'll keep trying to find pugs. You know, last time we tried, it was not a good time, but we have 2 clears of it, so we have proof that we can find pugs that will let us in the group and clear the raid. So yeah, we'll keep trying. Yeah, achievements are nice. It's just nice to be out doing something and just get a random achievement that you're not working towards it. You're not expecting it. You're just doing stuff that you would normally do. And then you get an achievement unlock. Feels pretty good. We're gonna dual wield. There is no real two-handed enhancement in Cataclysm. It's really, really, really meant to dual wield. I mean, you can equip a two-handed weapon. It's not going to get you where you want to be. Unfortunately, two-handed enhancement was only really good in vanilla era, and in TBC it was pretty good. You could do it in TBC. By Wrath of the Lich King, not so much. Yeah, John, all of the classes are really fun in SoD. They really have made just a fun sandbox for just different specs, different builds. I wish they would look at the level 40 plus open world mobs and open world questing and tone those guys back a little bit. Because I have a ton of fun like questing in SoD and playing all the classes until we hit about level 40. And then at level 40... open world stuff becomes a real slog. All of a sudden your character power just... you're pressing so many buttons, but you feel really weak when you start getting hit. I think the enemies have a good amount of HP. I think they need to nerf some of their attack power. Yeah, it's all, every spec on 40 plus, it's like it's not tuned properly. And it's like, we don't really want the characters to hit harder. Like our characters, because then that's going to affect other content, like group content and stuff like that. So they just need to go in and, I would say on any mob level 38 and higher, they need to bump the attack power down by like 20%. And then I think it would be right where it needs to be. And then they have to start making new content. That's the big thing right now. They have to commit to some kind of a future of content releases. Because right now, like, there's not a big impetus for me to play a lot more. Or to, like, try to play a lot. Because all I have to do, the only content I have left to see is the new raid. We've seen everything else. So, without the promise of new content, then it doesn't really give me the motivation to farm the new raid to get a bunch of gear. My current plan is, you know, we'll farm Nax a bit more, and then we're going to clear the new raid like once or twice. And then I'm probably going to be done until they announce like a new raid tier. If they announce a new raid tier, we'll go in, we'll get a bunch more gear for the hunter, we'll get an alt leveled up, we'll get a bunch of gear for an alt. But in order to want to put in that effort, they'd have to have a future of raid releases. They should just keep releasing raids in SoD in the order that raids came out through, like, progression. Like, just start giving us TBC raids. You don't even open TBC up, just have some kind of portal or something, and just start redesigning existing raids for SoD. Like, why don't we just go ahead and, like, let's redesign Kara, let's redesign Black Temple. And so that way it's not, like, so much heavy lifting. They don't have to design, like, a new map, they don't really have to necessarily make new bosses, but they gotta, like, come up with some new mechanics. Come up with some new mechanics, do the balancing, put the gear in. So they gotta make some gear, make some mechanics, do some balancing. Like, I feel like we could, if they were just pulling from existing raids and plopping them into SoD, I feel like we could have a new raid like every 6 or 7 months. I don't think they're gonna have SoD tunes ever transferring off to go elsewhere. There's a lot of problems behind it, and the gear is only one of the problems. The other problems, like, you know, the classic era community would be pretty annoyed if all of a sudden a bunch of SoD characters were shat out onto their server, you know what I mean? Because when you play SoD and you get a character to max level in SoD, like, you didn't put 300 hours into that character. You put somewhere between like 15 and 60. And everyone else who's leveled on a classic era realm, well, they put like 200 plus hours just to get their character leveled up. So it's not cheating, but it ends up kind of like after the fact. It would piss people off is what I'm saying. Yeah, the classic era Andes would ignite the forums in a shitstorm of feces and fire like you've never seen before. It would be bad. So that'll never happen, unfortunately. I could see them being crapped out into the current progression classic, whether that's Cataclysm or Mist of Pandaria. That's what they did with the Season of Mastery characters. I remember pulling my Season of Mastery character into Wrath of the Lich King. Like, she didn't go to a classic era realm. When I finally got around to transferring her off, she was level 60 in SOM, and she went into Wrath. And we did some stuff in Outland with her. So I could see them doing that. That's if they wanted to stop SoD completely. That's only in the event where, like, they're not going to do anything else with SoD. And they've already said they're going to, so I don't see them migrating characters. I think the characters are going to live and die on the SoD servers for the rest of time, whether in that time they add content or they don't add content. The characters stay there for good at this point. Yeah, then the Mop Remix characters. The Mop Remix was kind of a leveling event for retail characters, though. Mop Remix was kind of designed for you to, like, have a different way to level up retail characters that's actually fun. Imagine having a way to level up retail characters that's actually fun. Can you guys imagine it? They need events like that in retail all the time, because leveling a character by questing normally in retail is the complete opposite of fun. It would probably be more fun just to stare at a wall, you know, because then at least your imagination could take over. Maybe you could process some thoughts and dig into some things. Because, yeah, it's bad. Whew. So yeah, they need to have something like Mist Remix or Legion Remix. There needs to be a fun way to level characters in retail. I don't even care what it is. It can't be the current way, because the current way is horrible. It's bad for existing players, it's bad for new players, it's bad for returning players. It just sucks. And this is from someone who's trying to currently record a retail leveling series. You know, I'm a content creator trying to make a leveling series, and I can't even make myself do it because it's just so bad. There's nothing fun about it. The buttons are fun. The button pushing would be fun if anything about what you're doing was fun. Legion Remix is confirmed. Yeah, I know. I saw the news. I saw the news a day late. People came in the day of and they were talking about Legion Remix, but no one explicitly explained to me that they did an announcement that day. But, you know, I've assumed they were going to do Legion Remix for a while. We've all kind of known that they were going to do Legion Remix. So the other day when people came in and everyone was talking about Legion Remix, I was like, oh, cool, yeah, Legion Remix. Without even knowing there had been an official announcement. I didn't find out till, like, the next day or later that day. I finally, like, saw a Wowhead article. So yeah, I'm really excited for Legion Remix. I hope it's fun. I don't feel like I had a lot of fun in Pandaria Remix. A lot of people did. My only problem with Panda Remix was how often I had to swap out my runes or my gems and how much time I spent in my inventory. So as long as they can do something with the systems in Legion Remix that keeps me from having to spend 10 minutes at a time in my inventory every 20 minutes of gameplay, I'll be happy. Because that's where I was trying to play Pandaria. Every 20 minutes of gameplay, I got so many gems and so much new gear that I had to stop for 10 minutes, look at all the gear, equip the gear, combine the gems, socket my gems. It's like, okay, cool. Now let's play for 20 more minutes and then we'll take another 10-minute break to do inventory stuff. It wasn't fun. I think maybe people had some add-ons that helped a little bit, but it was just so bad. And then, like, alternately, you could just ignore all the gear and ignore all the gems and play for hours and hours and hours and then stop, and maybe I should have done that. But once I had a bag full of loot and a bag full of gems, I was like, okay, we gotta stop. And then you had to drag all the old shit into the thing that converted it into the currency. So it's like, not only are you re-equipping, you're combining gems, you're socketing gems, you're dragging old gear into your little spatial converter to turn it into currency. You're just clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking. I didn't like it. I'm super proud of the people that, for somehow, like a lot of you guys, it just didn't bother you at all. You did all the clicking and you liked it. I did all the clicking and it fucking drove me insane and I had to quit. I couldn't even finish leveling up one Mist of Pandaria Remix character because I hated clicking in the inventory so much. So much. So I'm just hoping it's not like that. I hope whatever it is, whatever the power system is, have it be something that's more passive. You know what was a great power-up system in Mist? The cloak. The cloak was great. I just played the game and I got stronger. It was so good. You know what I really want? I want a set of heirlooms. I don't want to get new gear every 5 minutes and have to re-equip gear every... I just want a set of heirlooms for a remix that levels up with me. I want heirloom, and then I can attach, maybe there is a way to attach more power to those things. Maybe different sets of heirlooms and different heirloom pieces level up different abilities. But yeah, something like that, where I equip a set of heirlooms, they're gonna level up with me. I just get to crank. I get to play the game. Just play. Have fun. And my gear's getting stronger, my cloak is getting stronger. And then maybe I have to go into my artifact weapon. The only thing I really want to do where I go into a system to manually power up, I want to go into the artifact weapon for all that. Everything else I have, I want it to be passively getting stronger. That's what I want. And I don't want to deal with all of the extra abilities that gems brought. I don't really want to deal with all of the... I want to play my class. You know what I mean? I really just want to play whatever class I am. And I don't want all the extra abilities that we got with the gems in Pandaria Remix. I didn't think that was fun at all. And I'm probably in the minority with that, but I kind of hated it because, like, what I wanted to do was I wanted to learn how that retail class played. I wanted to pick up a class for retail, and I wanted to be able to experience that class, leveling it in a different format. And with all the new abilities and stuff that the gems brought, I didn't really have any chance to do that, I didn't feel like. So yeah, that's it. Those are my wishes for Legion Remix. I want heirloom gear. I don't want to spend time in my inventory. I just want to be able to play the game and have fun. I want to get more powerful passively or in some efficient manner. And I want any micromanagement that happens to be within my artifact weapon. That's it. Somehow incorporate the order halls into the new progression systems. Like, somehow incorporate the order halls into making my character stronger. That would be really cool. Give me a reason to do my order hall campaign. Give me a reason to recruit all those little followers that we collected. Somehow tie that into making my character stronger. Yeah, Legion Remix is coming. It was officially announced a couple days ago. There's no release date yet, but they officially announced that it is going to be a thing. And they shared some details about their plans. I would say they were pretty closed-mouthed about it. They didn't share a bunch of details or dig into any of the systems or how anything was going to work or anything. They shared some small tidbits. And they said the release date and a bunch of other things will be coming soon in a large info dump. Because who doesn't like to take a large info dump? Jamal, you thought you were the only person who taking too many abilities? Yeah, no, you weren't, man. I just thought, like, it didn't let me learn my class. It didn't do a lot for me. And then obviously, like, some of the abilities were overpowered, so it's like, oh yeah, like, you really want to have this ability. And it's like the strongest abilities you got in Mop Remix had nothing to do with your class. That's how it felt. It felt like the strongest abilities you can get were gems, and they had nothing to do with your class. And it was kind of strange. Patrick, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here today. Did you guys see what else they announced? They were talking about a some kind of new game mode that happens in Darkshire that is like a horror. Like a narrative horror game mode for retail WoW set in Darkshire. I'm not making this up. There was a Wowhead article or something I saw. And there was even less details about that, but it was also mentioned, you know, at the same time that they talked about Legion Remix. I'm never gonna find the article again. Did anybody else see that? It was like talking about a new game mode coming to retail set in Darkshire with horror overtones. Yeah, I'm never gonna find it now. Oh well, it's out there on the internet somewhere. Yeah, all I see here is the Legion. Maybe it was mentioned in the same post as the Legion Remix stuff. Maybe that's where I saw it. No, that wasn't it. It's a real thing though. Oh, here's the cool thing. The really cool thing they talked about with Legion Remix, they talked about something called the Shattered Timeline. We've talked about something like this before. A way to make the open world content harder. Imagine a difficulty setting for your questing, a difficulty setting for your questing journey. Kind of like Diablo, where you start a campaign in Diablo and you get to decide how hard the mobs are in the world. They are going to do a Shattered Timeline system for Legion Remix that has world scaling. Like, where you can make your gameplay experience out in the open world harder for greater rewards, similar to how you can in games like Diablo. I thought that was freaking amazing. It's something I've wanted in the game for a long time. Like, let me make the questing harder. Questing's too easy, mobs are trivial. Let me turn the difficulty up, let me get greater rewards, let the content be challenging. So that's awesome to see. They need that kind of... I hope this is a test for just putting that system into retail. Like, I should be able to go into retail and crank the difficulty up while I'm questing all the way up and see what that gets me. That would be freaking amazing. That might create a leveling experience that was engaging. That I could actually engage with the game and my class and learn my class in challenging situations. Imagine that. Alright, I've talked and talked and talked. Let's get into some actual leveling, shall we? Vampire Survivors mode? I'm still holding out hope, Shrenko, for a Vampire Survivors mode. Yeah, before Plunderstorm came out, I was thinking we were going to get Vampire Survivors, and we didn't. And so I'm still holding out hope that one day we could play a version of WoW where we have like a Vampire Survivors-esque version. I don't think that's going to be the Darkshire thing. But yeah, maybe someday. Anyone else hate level syncs? Yeah, I think everybody hates level sync. Level sync is terrible. I mean, level sync is great for... It's great for letting people play any content they want. It's bad for making any of that content feel good at all. It opens up the content to everyone. And it makes all of the content feel like garbage. It's like... It's the example of a double-edged sword. You know? It's so bad. Yeah, no sense of progression. Well, a lot of times you level up and the enemies level up, and suddenly, since you didn't get any gear, the enemies are hitting you harder. You got punished for leveling up. Because since you didn't get any gear between then, you gained a couple levels, now the mobs are kicking your ass. It's bad. It's so easy to make a case for it from like a corporate standpoint. You say, level scaling lets players play all of the content. It keeps things evergreen. We must do this. It must be evergreen. And then that's stage 1 thinking, and then the step 2 thinking is, yeah, but it makes all the content feel like garbage and totally takes away any feeling of progression in an RPG. But we don't ever get to like stage 2. It's corporate thinking often stops at stage 1. And you never get to step 2. Wouldn't Vampire Survivors mode be just a murloc camp with a respawns cranked up to 11? I mean, yeah, kind of, but like the thing about Vampire Survivors is it's an auto battler. So you have abilities, and those abilities are going off on cooldowns, and they're going off automatically. And they're all kind of like either directional or they're AoE. That's the big thing about Vampire Survivors, is like, you would have these abilities, and they would just be firing off. They're firing off, and you're just running through mobs. And all you're really doing is worried about positioning, dodging, and amassing more enemies. You're not pressing any of these buttons. So it's an entirely different vibe, and I feel like it could work really, really well in this game. And they need to look at it. They should do a Vampire Survivor mode for Delves. Delves would be the perfect place to have a Vampire Survivors mode. I'll just leave it at that. I'll put that thought out there, and we'll see. We're looking for blue butterflies. I'm just not seeing a lot. Let's head a little bit further south. Yeah, not a lot of blue butterflies. There has to be a place where we can actually find them. I feel like by Cataclysm, Questie is actually very wrong, and it's probably better to use the in-game quest tracking at this point. But the in-game quest tracking looks so visually bad that I can't bring myself to use it or rely on it. So, there's that. I don't have weapon buffs up? Oh my god, I'm such a bad shaman. There we go, now we have buffs. Shane, good afternoon, man. Thanks for stopping by on your break, I appreciate it. They way over-designed crafting and retail. When they did the crafting revamp, I was initially excited. I shouldn't have been. I should have realized they were gonna like way complicate things and like make everything very convoluted. I can't even engage with the crafting in retail anymore. Because it is way too much. And it's like, it's one of those things where like you start looking at it and clicking around in it and reading some, and then you realize like in order to make this work effectively, I'm gonna have to read a guide. I'm gonna have to watch a couple videos. I'm gonna have to reread that guide. I'm gonna have to rewatch those videos. And maybe by the time I've done that, I'll have a fair idea of how to level up herbalism. Like, it's bad. I see what they're trying to do. They tried to make it more robust. They just don't understand how to make a game more robust without making it convoluted. It's almost like, for some reason in their minds, robust and convoluted are the same word, or somehow exemplify the same things. Like, it's been like that for like 15 years. It's so weird. You want something to be robust, but you don't want it to be convoluted. Is my server empty? No, this is a pretty populated server for being PvE. This is Mirage Raceway EU, which is the big alliance PvE. Keep something in mind. This is important for everybody who is, if you're jumping back into Cataclysm right now, or even if you're jumping into like SoD, but not so much in SoD, because I feel like people level more alts in SoD. If you're jumping into Cataclysm right now, the people who play the game a bunch right now, play it at endgame, because we're at the tail end of the expansion. In a few weeks, you'll probably see a big uptick in the amount of people leveling because they'll be getting characters ready for Mop, but a lot of people are going to wait till the Mist of Pandaria pre-patch to do that. So if you're running around and leveling up on a server, and you're not seeing anybody, that's to be expected. Because a lot of people that are still actively playing Cata are playing at endgame. And there's a lot of content that people can spread out through. A couple of things to keep in mind. But yeah, if you're looking to see a bunch of people running around in the world, that's probably not going to happen until the Mist pre-patch comes out. And even then, there's so much content for people to spread out through that it's not going to look as busy as like a classic era launch. I mean, like everything else, different people are going to have different levels of excitement. I build excitement up very slowly. I don't get really excited for a game release until it's a couple days away. I don't like... I'm not as young as I used to be. I don't let myself feel any kind of excitement until the game's about to come out. I got too much going on in real life, you know. I don't sit there and like anticipate games anymore like I did when I was a teenager. Where like you'll anticipate a game for 2 years. I remember looking forward to Star Wars: The Old Republic and like just being obsessed with following every bit of news about the game for the entire development cycle, watching every developer podcast, every news drop, just absorbing everything I could. Really in that, and then the game was okay. And then the game was okay. We played it, we got into the first raid, and then we went back to WoW. So after that, I told myself I would never anticipate a game again, because it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to get excited till when the thing's almost upon you, then be excited for it. Until then, just focus on other stuff. It's okay to not be excited for Mop right now. No one should be super excited for Mop right now, because Mop is still quite a ways off. It's quite a ways off. This is a good time. If you're in my situation where you don't have any characters ready, this is a good time to do that. But it's not the time where like a lot of people are going to be super excited to jump back in. That time's like a month off from now. Much more hype to come. If you're in Stormwind and you're alone, then you're on a dead server and you need to reroll. Yeah, if there's not people in Stormwind, then you are on a dead server. Or you're on the wrong faction on a non-dead server. Yeah, if you're playing somewhere where there's nobody in Stormwind, then you need to re-roll somewhere else. That's it. Because that is dead. There's a difference between not seeing anybody out in the open world, which is completely normal, and then not seeing anybody in the major capital city. You're either on a horde server or you're just on a low pop server. I would say change that before Mop comes out if you're interested in playing Mop. Yeah, well, I mean, if you didn't like Mop the first time around, you're probably not going to like it this time either, so, you know, and that's okay. That just means that the classic progression journey is over for you on those servers. That's completely fine. Not every expansion is for everybody. You know, luckily you got the Anniversary Realms now, so if you want some progression, the Anniversary Realms, they're going to go from Vanilla into TBC. And then after TBC, they'll probably go into Wrath of the Lich King. So you get to still have a progression realm, but these progression realms are probably all done for you. And that's fine. Not everybody likes pandas. Not everybody likes monks. We need more... What do we need? Oh yeah, the blue flutterers. Okay. Let's see if we can find some more out in this direction. And I also think, a lot of times with WoW, being excited about an expansion depends on how you're going into the expansion. Are you going into the expansion as a disgruntled solo player? With no guild, no friends, no social ties in the game? Or are you going into it as someone with a guild, someone with friends who play? I think like the way you go into an expansion will also always color your experiences and how you feel about the expansion. The more progression we get through, the harder it becomes to really enjoy the game as a solo player. I feel like after Cata especially, to really enjoy everything the game is offering in an expansion, you want to be in a guild. You want to be in a guild, and you probably want to see if you can raid, because like there's a lot of good raiding content I hear.
Be well. Remember, lessons of the past.
Arcanon Thoros. Each day is a blessing.
Alright, what do these guys have us doing now? You are running off. I'm gonna follow this guy. I feel like I'm supposed to be following him. Let's do that. Why did I pick an EU server? Look at the time that I'm playing WoW. I'm assuming you're a US person. Look at the time right now. Okay? Did you look at the time? Okay. It's 12:30 for me right now. This is when I play WoW every time I play WoW. I play WoW during the day. I play WoW from like noon to 5 my time, noon to 3 my time, noon to 4 my time. That's it. That's when I play the game. I can't raid if I'm on a US server, because guess what nobody does in the US? They don't put together a 20-man raid at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because a lot of people have these things you like to call jobs. And so if I am on the EU server, right now it is 6:40 p.m. server time, so it is about to be prime time. So basically I'm playing on EU so I can raid. So I can raid. That's it. That's the reason. And I should have made the change a long time ago. Yeah, I've missed out on a lot of endgame just with the knowledge that I was never going to get on at 7 p.m. my time to raid. That part of my life is long gone. I have no desire to play the game in the evening. I have no desire to progression raid in the evening. I don't have a lot of energy, patience, or anything in the evening time when I'm playing this game. Yeah, so that's it. That was it. I play WoW during this time of day. So I need to be playing on a server where the majority of people are also playing when I play. Otherwise, I'm going to be the guy in Stormwind when it's empty. You know what I mean? This guy is non-stop, man. He has a goal and he does not give two craps about anybody else. Where is he going? Oh, I've never done this quest before. And this guy's starting to worry me a little bit. I'm noticing I'm a little bit low on HP. This guy is like, he's super reckless, right? Like, what is he doing? Oh my god. Bro, just chill. Yeah, just run over here. Let's just aggro these guys, right? Let's just face aggro these guys, buddy. I wish he would at least go in on the enemies, you know, instead of like proximity aggroing them. I wish he would run up to them and start hitting them in the face. He's like a tank that can't properly engage the groups. Like, he aggroes them and then he stands there. He's like, oh, what do I do now? Do I need to do anything here? No. I'm just gonna click all my items, just in case. What's he doing? He says, cover me. Oh, we're gonna blow this up. I think we're setting some explosive devices. Yeah, he's gonna plant some bombs. Alright, I see. We gotta blow up the evil crystal. Yeah, I've never done this one before. This part of the questing is basically as far as I've gotten. I've done a couple of things. I've been out to this island before, but a lot of this stuff I have never done. It got blown up while I was fighting. I didn't even get to see the explosion. I'm fighting two mobs and I turn around and this guy's like cheering, like wooting. It's like, I'm in combat, man. Come on. We got more stuff to do apparently. He's still got TNT clutched in his hand. And by the way, just so we're clear, that's him laying down totems. I am not laying those totems down. He is doing that. Yeah, there's no ping. As long as you have decent internet, there's no ping when you're playing across the ocean anymore. Internet's really good now. Yeah, the internet's really good now. We have 111 ms. You'd have to be at 600 or 700 ms to even feel it. What are these people doing up here? These guys got into some bad stuff up here. Who is this? Oh, you're like an evil Draenei lady. Oh yeah, just run over there. Let's fight everybody. If I play more Oblivion, it's probably just going to be on the Xbox in my spare time. Yeah. Episode 1 did not perform like it needed to for me to sink a lot more time into it on the channel. That's the TLDR. I can tell by how an episode 1 does if there's going to be enough people that actually want to watch it for me to put the time into it.
Warm wishes to you.
Where did he get the 5 crates of explosives? He must have just been carrying those in his pocket or something. Obviously. There we go. What else? Is that it? Oh, here we go. Okay. Hi there. Oh my god, she hits hard. Oh my god, okay, don't die. I got distracted. I didn't notice how hard she was hitting. Okay. I don't know how she got so big, but when we killed her, she shrunk. It must have been all the Fel infusion or something. Jean-Paul, good afternoon, good evening to you, buddy. And thanks for being here today. Pre-Cata, this was an elite? That makes sense. It seemed like she might have kept the attack power of an elite. Where'd this guy go? Did he just bail? He must have vanished. He's gone. Alright, well that concludes our adventure back in the Vector Coil. That was really... I've never seen this quest before, so that was really neat. Now we need to get out of here. Let's Ghost Wolf. Pig Bunny, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by today. What's my favorite class to play? It depends on the version of the game and the general mood of the day. Historically, I play more warriors and paladins than anything else. If I were to accumulate historic data. I don't know if that means those are my favorite or just what I'm prone to.
Favor the road traveled.
Alright, looks like we gotta capture a named guy. Oh, that must be, yes, this guy patrols. Okay. So he patrols up and down the road. I've seen him a few times when we didn't have the quest. So now, of course, that we have the quest, what are the odds that we ever come across him again? I'm gonna run his path once, and if we don't see him, we'll move on to some other stuff. The quest add-on is Dialogue UI. Is there an AI voiceover for Cata? I don't think so. Not for any of the Cata content. I think the original VA add-on will still read out the old content. Like, no, you know what? Everything was remade, so no. The answer is no. No voice acting for you. No, you're gonna have to do those voices in your head. I gotta capture him. Oh man, that's right. It says capture him. Madness the Cruel captured. I mean, I killed the guy. Why do we gotta split hairs? This way we don't gotta feed him. Oh, okay. Well, maybe he'll respawn someday. We have a talent point. Okay, so I'm not going to grab improved shields right now. We might want this later, I don't know. Let's go into Flurry. Increase your attack speed by 10% for your next 3 swings after dealing a crit strike. I feel like that's the way to go. When you deal critical damage with a non-periodic spell, your chance to get crit strikes with... Oh yeah, this one too. So we're going to go Flurry and Elemental Devastation. And that, well, we're going to take Storm Strike. Obviously, as soon as we can click here, we're going to take Storm Strike, but in the meantime, we'll go into these two. Oh my gosh, we've been capped out on skinning for like 3 hours. I have to learn skinning. I don't know if there's anybody here who can teach me or if I have to go back to the Exodar. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. That's not good. It's not good. We are going to finish up this this blue flutterer quest, and then we're going to head back to town because I have to go train skinning. This stuff's already, oh god, you know what, I have to do it right now before I lose my mind. Or skinning orange level stuff, which we need to be getting the skill ups so that when we encounter like level 22 mobs, we can actually skin them. Maybe there's like a professions trainer here somewhere. If I have the right professions clicked here, let's see. We just need skinning. Yeah, I don't think there's a skinner here. Unfortunately. What about back at Azure Post? There must be a skinner back here, right? Because oh, you know what? There's one down here. Okay. Some places have like general profession trainers where we can just train all the professions. But I'm not seeing that here. I see herbalism. I see a tradesman.
We survive.
Wielding. Wielding is an interrupt, is it not?
Talk to him.
One wishes to you.
Yeah, see, this person trains herbalism. But I don't see anybody here who trains skinning. Unless I've missed them. Let's jump on a quick flight. We'll get this done. What was the best expansion? I enjoyed TBC the most. You're not the flight guy. Where is the flight master? Okay, the flight master's up the hill. I'm like, you're a dwarf. You must be the Griffin Rider guy. No. We've actually never been to the Griffin Rider here.
The Naru have not forgotten.
Alright. Let's go to the Exodar. I think after we finish up with Bloodmist questing, we'll probably do some dungeons. I want to get to level 25 so we can go right into Stranglethorn. I think Stranglethorn's where I want to go. Unless there's somewhere in Kalimdor that seems cool. They ruined Ashenvale with like a big faction war, so Ashenvale's out. Yeah, I think I just want to get over to Stranglethorn somehow at like level 25, 26. If we can do that. What endgame professions am I going to work on? Fishing. Yep. For sure fishing. And then probably cooking. That's all I can commit to right now. I can't commit to anything else yet. I'd like to commit to skinning. I'm not going to do leatherworking, I don't think. I think I'm just going to do skinning to sell the skins. You know, and so in part of doing that, I'd like to, that's why we're training, because I'd like to keep skinning going. But I know we can do fishing and cooking. That's pretty easy. There's a professions trainer in some of the camps, but not in Bloodmist. In Azure Watch, I think there was. Oh god, I hate how they changed this flight point to take us into the Exodar. This flight point was so much better when it dropped us off outside. Now I gotta run outside. Oh wait, is the skinning trainer back here? I thought he was outside of this place. Alright, let's just go to the one that's down this way. There we go, mission complete. And now we fly back. And I think I went the wrong way. I just get lost in the Exeter. I never spend any time in the Exeter. As you can see, nobody spends any time in the Exeter. The Exeter was empty on day 1. Nobody cared.
May the light embrace you.
Alright, back to it. Can't take a taxi while shapeshifted. Oh. Okay. Feel free to unshapeshift me. Legion remix on tap. Yeah, it is. We don't know when, so sometime in the future. I'll get excited for it. I'll get more excited for it like a week before launch. Nah, like 3 days before launch. 3 days before launch, and then I'll decide what I'm gonna play. Whatever I play, it's gonna be melee. Big surprise. Maybe it'll just be a paladin. Seems like a safe bet. Did I watch X-Men 97? Yeah, I never finished the last 2 episodes because I don't want to watch the end of it until the next season is coming out. I'm weird like that. But yeah, I watched all of it except for the last 2. Don't ever have animals living in your house. If you don't already have animals living in your house, don't ever have animals that live inside your house. When you really think about it, it doesn't make sense to have animals living inside your house. Just put some thought into it. And a lot of different cultures think that's kind of crazy to have animals living inside your house. Just think about it a little bit. Have I tried leaving the door open to see if they'll just leave? My big dog, the horrible aggressive one, will sometimes escape the backyard, wander the neighborhood, shit in someone else's yard, and eventually come back. He won't leave. He's not stupid enough to leave because he knows he gets fed here. He hates everybody here, but he knows he gets fed here. So no, he won't leave.
Light embrace you. Good health, long life. Be kind.
Oh man, Velen's paying us like a personal visit. I feel honored. I think we used to have to go see Velen at his home, the Exodar, and then they were like, yeah, why make people go to the Exodar? That's gonna suck. Let's just have Prophet Velen teleport to them.
Will you join our cause?
Yeah, he definitely didn't come teleport to us in TBC. We definitely had to go to him. Yeah, crit strike and attack power sounds good.
The Legion will fall. Good health, long life.
Alright, what else do we have going? We have so many quests left to do. I keep thinking we're like wrapping the zone up, but it doesn't really seem like we are. I can't figure out this quest. I don't know what this is. There's never been a quest here. The wanted, maybe it's the wanted poster, but I feel like we've clicked on the wanted poster. Maybe we haven't. Oh yeah, we have. We've clicked on the wanted poster. It doesn't do anything. Okay. Looking at this stuff in level order. This is level 18. This is level 16. Let's go do the level 16 stuff. Sounds like a good idea. Inventory probably needs to be looked at before we peel out of here. I don't think I'm going to be able to cook these. By the time I learn the recipe, I'm not going to be able to cook them. I don't know if oily blackmouth sells like it does in Classic Era. I doubt that it does, so we'll probably end up just vendoring those. But I'll hang on to them for a second. Maybe I'll send them over to the bank hall and we'll see. Okay. I think this is looking pretty good. Yeah, that looks good.
Favor the road traveled by few.
No, you have to. Not only do you have to train them well, you kind of have to get lucky with their temperament sometimes. Now, we've had good dogs in the past, but like our Texas Blue Healer, he's an awful animal, and we gave him basically the same training and the same exposure to humans that we've given all of our dogs. Took him out hiking early, trained him to walk off leash, exposed him to people, like, and he just never liked people. He was always overreactive to people, even when he was a puppy. As a puppy, he would scare people because he would just get like super reactive. Like nothing we did, it felt like everything we did that would fix it for a normal dog, like just getting him more exposure, putting him around more strangers, having him meet people, everything we did that would have helped a normal dog adjust made him worse. Every single time we did something that would have taken a normal dog a step closer to learning, oh, people are okay, people are good, people can come over and it's fine, he just kept getting worse. Every time we try to introduce somebody new or take him to a place with people, like it just got worse and worse. And then eventually he got bigger. It became unsafe to have him around people, and we had to give up. We couldn't keep trying to expose him to people in the hopes that he would get used to it because it just got too hard to control him. And now he's a home dog that doesn't, you know, I can't take him on walks anymore. So he gets to play frisbee in the backyard sometimes, and that's the only work he gets to do. It's a bad situation. Yeah, I had an entire year where I took him on a walk, like every single day I would take him on multiple walks. I thought, like, if I take him on walks, I thought even if he's not like comfortable being out places, not comfortable being out hiking, maybe he'll get comfortable with his neighborhood. Maybe if we do the same routes every day, a couple times a day, and I get him out there, maybe he'll get used to it. So for like a year, every day, I took this dog out, no matter what the weather was, multiple times a day often, and the same thing. Instead of getting better, instead of getting used to the people we saw and the sights and the sounds, he got worse. He got worse and worse until I couldn't control him. Like, he basically ruined my elbow. My right elbow is trash now because of how much he would pull on the leash and how much I had to fight with him whenever we saw somebody, heard somebody, a car starts, somebody says hello to me from across the street, like he would just be really reactive. So it's not like I haven't tried. When I talk about hating my dog and being miserable with my dog, I hope that people understand, like, I really tried with this animal to make him a companion, because I like to go for walks with dogs. So yeah, I tried a lot for a long time and it just didn't help. You know, there's nature and there's nurture, and sometimes nature wins. Sometimes predetermined genetics, like, sometimes genetics win. And predetermined behavior wins out over nurture. And this is one of those cases. Thankfully he's not destructive. That's the good thing. We don't have destructive dogs. We just have a very reactive dog that hates all humans and probably hates us too. Luckily, the trick to having dogs that don't chew up your stuff is giving them lots of toys to chew on. As soon as you get a puppy, the puppy should always have lots of toys that he should chew on. And these toys should not look like other things in your house. And you know, just get him chewing on his toys. You catch him chewing on something he shouldn't chew on, you give him a bunch of his toys. And it's really easy to train a dog not to chew up your furniture. Dogs that chew up furniture are typically dogs that were never given toys, don't know how to play with toys, and stuff like that. Yeah, we had dogs like that growing up, because my mom loved animals, but she was not the smartest. So we had dogs, but they never had toys, and they never learned like what was okay to chew on and what wasn't. They never had an alternative, so they chewed up the furniture. And no one was smart enough to give them something else. So yeah, thankfully that's an easy thing, but you can't solve it after the fact. Once you have a dog that's chewing on your furniture, that's it. That's what the dog is going to do. And sometimes you might distract that dog with a toy, but if he's already learned to chew on your furniture, he's going to revert back to it. The trick is making sure they never learn to do that. There we go. And that's the story of my dog. The end. I remember there being a gnome up here living inside of a turtle shell. Something like that. You guys love my dog, but you wouldn't love him if you met him. My little dog is fine. My little dog is good. He's annoying, but he's fine. He doesn't try to murder people, so that's good. Nice. Level 20 and the achievement to let us know that we have achieved something here today. We have hit level 20. Do we get a talent point? We don't even get a talent point. How sad is that? Oh, you hit level 20 in Cataclysm and you don't even get a talent point to spend for it. It's like, congrats, sucker. Gotta wait till 21 to get a talent point. Also looking for something to pick up on the ground. What are we looking for? Clopper's equipment. Okay. So, while we're killing murlocs, we gotta keep an eye on the ground, I guess. This is a food crate. That's not what we want. I gotta put that interrupt out of my bar. I think it was Vashj'ir. Yeah, Vashj'ir. Okay, let's kill these guys first. Kinda need this to go here. There we go. Whoa. Not sure why that happened. At least they gave us an interrupt kind of early. I appreciate that. Level 20 is a good time to have an interrupt. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for with these items. I don't know if these are possible spawn points that are being marked, or if these are for sure the places where the items are going to spawn eventually. There's nothing on the ground here right now. Let's go check the other one. I remember killing the murlocs, but I don't remember doing anything else for this guy. Nothing here either. It's weird. Do I need to use an item or something? Doesn't look like it. I mean, I'm gonna have to read the quest. If the murlocs detect my presence, the experiment will be ruined. While I was foraging yesterday, one of them must have wandered too close and discovered my camp. I returned just in time to see two of them carrying off a crate with most of my equipment. It's bound to be in one of their settlements. So there's a crate in a settlement. I saw the food crate, but that was labeled food crate. Maybe I should have looted it anyway. Yeah, I don't think this crate is the item, but I'm gonna click it anyway. And then we'll just go back to killing murlocs. It wasn't the item. It had some freshly baked bread, though. There's another point up ahead. Oh, yeah, there's a couple more points. Apparently there's a couple more possible spawn points. We just didn't keep looking enough. It's right here. Yeah, I just didn't spend any time looking before I started complaining about it. I shouldn't have bothered even thinking about the crates until I'd killed all the murlocs. And by then, I bet we would have found it naturally. So now we're looking for crude knives and crude idols. So now we just kill every murloc we see. Yeah, you shouldn't feed the ducks. You gotta stop feeding the ducks. And don't ever feed swans. Man, they'll come after you. They'll drag you down and take whatever food you have left. I think they were swans. I made the mistake of feeding. It was a big bird, you know, like one of those big ass birds. And I made the mistake of like feeding one some animal crackers once. We were fishing or something, or like hanging out by the water, which one does often in Michigan. And so there was like this family of these like birds, and they were like bigger birds, but they were floating along in the water. So like I threw them some animal crackers, and then these things came on shore. Like the dad came on shore. It was like a family of them. And so he came on shore, man, and he like walked up to me, and as he got closer and he kind of like straightened out, you know, when he was floating in the water and I couldn't see his legs, it was one thing. But when he walked up to me, I realized this thing is 6 feet tall. This is a 6 foot tall thing. And it's walking up to me. And it wants the animal crackers. And then I start looking at his feet. And even though they're webbed, I noticed just how large this thing's feet are. And even though they're webbed, I noticed that there's almost like a raptor-like claw on the back of each of its legs. It was a scary experience. I tossed him some animal crackers and then got some distance. Because yeah, I thought like he was gonna come after me if I didn't give him those crackers, you know. They have long toenails. That was a claw. It was not a toenail. This fucker was 6 foot, and he was coming just right up to me, and he had talons. And I was like, oh, you're basically a dinosaur. I just started to feed a dinosaur. This was really stupid. And I never made that mistake again. Thankfully, I didn't have to like kick it in the head or anything. I was worried that I was gonna have to defend myself, and I'm like, you know, like I could probably defend myself against this bird, but that's gonna be really messed up. Like my kid's gonna have this memory of me like kicking a bird in its head. Like I was like, just don't let this bird attack me. Luckily, nothing happened. A lady killed by a goose. Oh my god. A goose, yeah, I mean, I guess if one got you in the water, it'd be at face level with you if it got at you in the water. Because, like, on land, you can kick a goose. Anybody can give a goose a good kick if you're on land. If it gets at you in the water, like, that's messed up. I don't know how we got onto all this. Oh, we got onto all this because we're fighting murlocs, obviously. That's how we got onto all this. What else are we looking for here? Crude knives. They don't all have knives. Only some of them drop the knives. That's the problem. Yeah, I've never had to, but we have places where there are geese and they congregate in giant, like, mass formations. And they'll try to corner you and stuff. They'll try to cut off your passageways. They'll try to come at you and intimidate you. Because they know you have food, right? Because people feed these things. Even though you're not supposed to, people feed them, don't feed them. And, like, I've never had to, but I'll kick a goose if I have to kick one. Like, I'll try not to severely injure it, but I'm not gonna let a goose bully me, you know, or my kid. So, like, luckily it's never happened. But you gotta be ready. Always be ready to kick a goose, that's what I say. They like to block the road. Yeah, in Michigan they also like to block the roads. Yeah, you slow down for them. You know, a lot of times they're escorting a family of like little chicks across the road, so you gotta stop. But sometimes I feel like, you know, are they doing this intentionally? They're not often moving with much like rapidity. You know, you'd hope for them to move a little quicker, but they don't. Yes, please quote that. I'll kick a goose if I have to. Sometimes in life we're forced to do unpleasant things. It's just how it is. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, today I'm gonna kick a goose. But sometimes it happens anyway. Can we get merch with that quote? Yeah, I mean, I'd love to. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Just the logo and I'll kick a goose if I have to, right? That's the shirt. Just the channel icon and I'll kick a goose if I have to. Something you can wear out in public, you know. All right, let's see. What do we want to do here? I've never been into this little area. This is one of the areas I've never been into for questing. I've never been into this area back here. I think I want to go take care of this area first, because I've done this before. Yeah, let's go do the island. It's far away, and there's a couple of things to do over here, and then we'll come back. That sounds like a good plan. You like always be ready to kick a goose? Okay, that's shorter. Always be ready to kick a goose. There we go. I like it. Yep. Print it. Print it. I don't know if there's a good image for that phrase. That's different. Now we need an artist. Listen, I have the words, but I don't have the art. Alright, what are we doing here? We are looking for Ysera's Tears, okay? And in our way are going to be plenty of green whelps. There's another quest. Let's go pick up this quest on the shore. I'm sure it has something to do with killing these whelps. And I'm sure we'll kill like 50 of them before we get to the quest. So yeah, we're picking up stuff on the ground. Yeah, let's just head down here as quick as we can. Try to avoid any fighting until we grab this other quest. And then we'll worry about what the tiers look like. Oh no, see, this is what we did. We had all that time when our skinning was capped out. We skinned so many things, and we could have gained so many skill ups. And because I kept putting off the skinning, like now we can't skin these guys. It's a very sad day. We can skin some of them. I think we should just re-roll it. Obviously, this is a delete and go again type of situation. We can skin some of them. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe we can keep going, guys. It's the level 18s that I can't skin yet. Okay, we'll try to kill a bunch of the lower level ones. Yeah, see, this guy's level 18. Oh, I got it. I got it. We got 80. There we go. Now we're skinning 81. Now we're good. Now, I probably should spend some time killing a few guys here just so I can level this up a little bit. Since they're now on the cutting edge of my skinning, we should get a skill up every time we skin them. But we'll go grab his quest, and we'll hope that it includes killing many of these guys. Yeah, the skinning should be easy to level up if I'm not stupid and if I don't get capped out for hours and hours and hours at a time. Then it should be really simple to keep it going. Recover 8 dragon bones. Alrighty. That still does not have us killing the dragons, but we are going to kill them anyway. Dragon bones, where does he... Oh, look at this. This is coming from the other side. Okay, let's do the Ysera's Tears first. Then we'll go after this guy's bones. Can I cleanse poison as a shaman? Not yet. Oh wait. That's a curse. Oh, here we go. Nope, 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 no. So the answer is no. This undoes curses, but that's not poisons. Yeah, we just don't get to. Okay, that's unfortunate. But I guess we will have to live with it. It'd be nice to see what these things are supposed to look like. So far we haven't seen any of them. I kind of thought that by Cataclysm any healer would be able to take care of like a basic poison, but maybe not. Maybe it's still locked down to a few different classes to make them feel important. Yeah, this is so weird. We've located a couple of nodes according to Questie where we should be able to find these things. This isn't like a cave situation, is it? I don't know. I feel like we're missing something with this quest. There's something going on that I don't quite understand. And maybe we have to... I saw a little mountain path that leads up here. Maybe we have to go up in the mountain path. Cleansing totem. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we do get a poison cleansing totem. That could be okay. That could be okay. It's not as good as a direct button, but you know, it could work. Anybody have any thoughts on this quest? Anybody done it recently? I feel like going up here is the way this quest chain ends, and not what I have to do right now. I have a vague memory of going up this hill. So yeah, I'm kind of at a loss. Maybe we'll go do the Dragonbone stuff first, and worry about this later. Small, tiny flowers? They would be sparkling in Cataclysm, though. You know what I mean? Like, if this were Classic Era, I would say, yeah, maybe I'm just not hovering over it. Here we go. We just had to talk about it a lot. They're mushrooms. Yeah, and they're not sparkling, though. Surprisingly, they are not sparkly. They're just kind of glowy. Yeah, I'm not going to go all the way up here, but at least we know what these look like now. Now we know what they... Oh god, don't die, don't die! Okay, we're fine, everything's fine. As long as I know they exist, you know, I wouldn't mind it taking a while, but look at that, we found our second one right away. Alright, so let's just kill our way around the island, and then we'll cross over and go after the dragon bones. I saw the shadow. That was kind of cool. What's he doing up there? He put us to sleep. Very nice. I have to say it again, it's really amazing how different the Shaman feels from how playing the Warlock felt. The Warlock felt like really weak and underpowered. And obviously on the Shaman, we're just killing stuff in a couple hits most of the time. And we're not taking a ton of damage while doing it. It's been very good, very much more the style of gameplay that I'm looking for. And the important thing is, like, here's the thing, the Warlock probably would have gotten more powerful, but we're gonna keep getting more powerful on the Shaman. So it's like, unless something happens like with what happens in SoD, where suddenly we hit level 40 and we feel weaker, then it starts off feeling good and then it continues to be good. And that's the way you want a class to be. You want the class to start off feeling pretty good. Ideally, it just gets better and better over time, but you at least want it to be, like, consistently feeling good. At least from when you open up your spec. When you open up your spec should be when your class starts to feel fun, and you start to get into, like, a momentum with it. And that just didn't happen with any of the Warlock specs. Yeah, we have no AoE. That's true. Yeah. We don't have any AoE. Eventually, we'll get like an explodey totem. Explodey totem will explode, and that'll probably be about it. Alright, that's 8 out of 8. Let's go get these turned in. And I'm assuming there's going to be at least 1 or 2 follow-ups. is a private server? No, this is a real server. The server name is listed in the description of the stream. My wife brought me some lunch, so I'm going to turn my camera off, and I'm going to try to eat and play. And we will see how that goes. I'm going to put a note into chat. So people popping in know what's up. Boop, and I will see you guys on the flip side. boop, we're back. What was for lunch? A turkey sandwich and some baked potatoes with cheese and bacon bits. Alright, we have to slay Razor Maw. Razor Maw is the dragon that we saw flying overhead. So I guess we're gonna have to do something to bring him down. I guess now we're probably going up into the mountain path. Yeah, yep, that's what it looks like. Aha! The pinned message. Pink Bunny, thank you for the reminder. Yeah, I'm really bad about taking that down. Is this the original starting zone for the Draenei? Yeah, it's their second zone, so they, you know, the race has got a couple of zones that led into each other. This is starting zone number 2. You go through Azure Mist, and then you do Bloodmist. And after that, the game craps you out into, like, Darkshore or something like that. Ashenvale, maybe. They send us to Darkshore. Yeah, and Darkshore is pretty changed. Maybe we'll do Darkshore, depending on what level we are and what level the quests are. I don't feel like we're gonna out-level them, but we might. I want to do a couple of dungeons after we're done. Maybe we can do a dungeon here and there. Like, we're at a level where, as long as we don't have dead mines in the rotation, I wouldn't mind. Oh yeah, these are okay. I wouldn't mind just doing a dungeon pretty soon here. Just one. I don't want to grind them. I really don't like grinding dungeons back to back until we're doing TBC stuff. In TBC, we will probably do most of TBC in 5-mans. We might do a little bit of questing. But yeah, most of the level 58 to 68, a lot of that will probably be 5-mans. So for now, I just kind of want to do them here and there. And mainly quest. Jake, happy Monday, man. Thanks for being here today. I appreciate it. Before we summon this dragon down, let's take a look at talents here. We're going to keep going into Flurry till that's capped out. Let's kill this last ad nearby. We'll just take out all the whelps. I'm sure when he comes down, if these guys are still up, they'd probably aggro. And now what are we doing exactly? Let's click the fire. Okay, I see. We click the fire. We hit the fire with a bone. And that enrages the dragon. Where's he at? I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Alright, he's not happy, obviously. That was a decent fight. It's not an elite, but it was an okay fight. He got us down to half HP. How much do you want him to beat us up? Like, how low does my HP have to get before it's a decent fight? I feel like half HP is pretty good. Like, I was thinking about healing, you know? I did pop. If it gets me to pop Gift of the Naru, then it was a decent fight. If I have to pop Gift of the Naru and heal myself, then it was a tough fight. For what it was good. I'm definitely okay with it. And you want to know what else? If you are somebody who's not as good at the game as I am, then you're gonna have a harder time on that fight. And he's probably gonna get you down to like a quarter of your HP. So there's also that to keep in mind. Like, yeah, I killed him because I know what I'm doing. But you know, not everybody does. So maybe that really messes up somebody who's newer to the game. Or maybe they're just new to their class and haven't really learned the ins and... Or maybe they're playing a Warlock. And then it probably would have been harder. Exactly, Shaman is pretty strong, right? If they were playing a Warlock, oh, that fight might have dragged out. You refuse to believe that skill and class might have something to do with how a fight feels. Then we have nothing left to discuss. I'm not going to convince you. If you substitute reality and replace it with your own, then we're good. All right, let's see. Is this better? Yes, it is better. We will equip this. It looks okay. It looks like something a space goat would wear, so I'll allow it. And I think we're done here. Let's hearth back. Why do you only attempt a low-level quest? Isn't that a bit boring? I don't know what you mean, man. Do you play a lot of WoW? I'm doing this zone. I'm doing all of Bloodmist. So yeah, with the leveling, I'm gonna out-level some of them a little bit. But no, I don't care. It's not gonna be any harder if I go do Yellow Quest, my friend. It's gonna look and feel basically the same if I'm doing Yellow Quest. But right now, the reason why I'm doing all of these quests is because I want to complete all the quests in Bloodmist. I would like to get the achievement. A lot of them are quests I have never seen before, so I would very much like to see all the quests and complete the zone. That's why I'm doing it. I don't know. I got a bio. I'll be back. Alright, let's turn the rest of these in and see what we have left.
The Naru have not forgotten us. Remain vigilant. Remember the lessons of the past.
Each day is a blessing. May your days be long and your hardships few.
That one looks like an upgrade.
Lessons of the past.
Yes, that is definitely an upgrade. The boots are not an upgrade. We're gonna have to vendor some stuff here.
Arcanon Porus. Be well. Safe journey.
But also, like, let's just keep in mind, like, this is World of Warcraft. Leveling up in World of Warcraft is not about things being hard. It just isn't. If you want hard content, the hard content exists. But it exists at endgame.
Good fortune, ever the road traveled by few.
Like, we will get to challenging content in Mist of Pandaria. I don't need any of this stuff.
Blessings upon your family.
Okay. So besides the one quest marker that I just can't find what that's supposed to be. Find and speak with Captain Edward Haynes. This has a whole quest line locked behind it. Is this just like an NPC that I have to click on and talk to that I just haven't yet? Cause yeah, it seems like there's a whole quest chain here. But I haven't found the guy. Captain Haynes. Very strange. It's gonna suck to not get to do any of those quests. Am I missing something? Oh. Wait. What is this? I think I have to go down here to grab this quest. Yeah, I think Questie is being a little bit naughty. We're gonna go down to Odysseus's Landing and see if we can pick up this quest chain. Before it goes gray, you know. That'd be a bummer. That's when I really don't want to bother with a quest once it goes gray. I will if I have to get it done, but I'd rather not do any gray quests. Because a gray quest rewards no XP. Well, it might award like 20 XP. I haven't seen Mitosh today, Cena. I don't think he's around. If he's around, he's in lurk mode, and if he's in lurk mode, he's probably busy. What day is today? Today's Monday. I don't know. Oh, we already did the Elec run. You want to do a dungeon? I'll do a dungeon. I'll do like maybe one. Because I don't want to outlevel the current stuff I'm doing. But yeah, let's jump into one. I want to see what we look like. And we can, oh god. And we can do it before it puts us in Dead Mines, because I really, really don't want to do Dead Mines. The Dead Mines remake is so bad. Let's do damage done up here. Let's do DPS up here. This one will be current segment, the damage will be overall fight. Can I like stick these together? It's good enough. You think the quest will be gray? The level 15 one might be. Yeah, you know what, CNET, I'm gonna wait, man. I'm gonna wait. Sorry. I said I was gonna do a dungeon, I lied. I'm gonna wait. Sorry, brother. Until I at least have a quest of a log of yellow quests. If I can get down to a point, either we finish with Bloodmist and we're done, and then we can do whatever. Or I get to a point where I only have yellow quests. Then I'd be more likely to run a couple dungeons. But yeah, if I do some now, I'm gonna outlevel some of these 17s. So, we'll just wait. Sorry, brother. No, you're right. I mean, sometimes Babachara, sometimes you say stuff that's wrong, but if you say something that's right, and it makes me think about it, and I change my action, that's good. That's part of like hanging out together. Like, you said a smart thing, I realized the wisdom in it, and I changed my course of action. That's exactly what we're doing here. We're hanging out. It makes perfect sense. Imagine how many stupid things I would do without you guys around. You know? How many times I'd stab myself in the foot. Did we train our mount? See, no, we didn't do that either. That's another good point. We're level 20. We get mounts at 20? Yeah, 20, right? Yeah, we did not train our mount. We got a couple things to do. I'm assuming we get mounts over by the exit are? Yeah, all the unspent talent points, the full inventories. Like, think about all the mistakes I would make if you guys weren't here to tell me, hey, don't do that. Or hey, go do this. Is the mount guy over? I remember the mount guy being over here like outside the exitar, but I don't know if that's true anymore, or exactly like what's going on with our mount training. It's not at Azure Watch, so it kind of has to be over here. And then the level 15 quest is actually this one here, which introduces us to the Night Elves. It's right outside. Okay, cool. Oh, we're gonna be on an elephant though, right? And maybe I'll get used to it. It's just too big. Why can't we be on like a baby elephant? You know, like a cute little baby elephant. Instead of like the giant, weird looking tusk thing. I went the wrong way. Not this side, maybe the other side? Right outside by the entrance. Oh, wait, there they are. Look at that, I found them. They were hidden by the ground clutter, guys. I couldn't see them because the ground clutter is so high. Alright, so we need riding. 3 gold and 40 silver for riding skill. Giddy up. And then we gotta buy a mount. Gray, brown, or purple. Let's be real, they're all probably gonna look the same. Let's get a purple one. There we go. Ah, right, that goes into our mount catalog. There we go. We got our mount. We also have a weathered treasure map, level 13. We probably won't do that one, but yeah, weird. Okay, on to the level 15 quest. Yeah, I mean, the Draenei were kind of forced into having allies based on where they crashed. You know what I mean? Like, they crashed here, and the closest civilization was the Night Elves, and the Night Elves are part of the Alliance. Sometimes you don't get to make those choices. Sometimes your allegiances get determined by where you're at geographically. And that was definitely the case for the Draenei. Are there parts of the ship around Azeroth? I don't think so. I think most of the ship came down right here. Like, the majority of the ship came down on these islands. Like, that's why they're all, like, contaminated and messed up. Because the ship came down right here. I don't think there are no significant parts of the ship anywhere else. It wasn't, like, an enormous, like, planet-sized ship. I mean, I guess the Exodar is pretty big. But no. All the living Draenei ended up here. We did train skinning. Yeah, I got that done a little bit earlier. It was a little bit too late. I think we're okay for now. We might have to do some extra skinning at some point to get ourselves caught up. I don't know. But yes, we finally got it done. I think we grabbed him. Did we not? Oh, we didn't. I thought we did. But yeah. Might be a good idea. We can do that back in Bloodwatch, though. Depending on what this quest is, we'll probably hearth. Oh, we can't hearth. Ooh, we're on cooldown. Okay. Let's see. Admiral Odysseus has asked that you find and speak with Captain Edward Haynes. Right, okay. So, where is this guy? Is this guy now back in Bloodwatch? This has got to be him, right? Maybe, no, that's not him. You know, I saw this guy. It's the ghost pirate guy. I saw that guy when we were up there, and I was like, you know what? This guy's probably for a quest that I don't have. And yeah, he was for a quest that I don't have. Now we have the quest. Yep, I know exactly where this guy's at, but, you know, now we gotta go back out to the Dragon Island. Not to be confused with the Dragon Isles. Why did Illidan suddenly get hooves? Illidan kind of got turned into a demon. Like, Illidan went, like, almost full demon at one point. When he stopped using arcane energy and embraced fel energy. It turned him into a demon. So he probably got, if he has hooves, and I can't tell you the last time I've looked at Illidan's feet. I don't know. But if he has hooves, it happened then. Yeah, let's stop by the Shaman trainer while we're here. That's a good idea. It was a fad. Yeah, hooves were in that year. Hooves were really hot that year. Now we're on to tails, and he doesn't have a tail, so maybe he'll get a tail next. That might be the next thing he gets. When he comes back into the game, he'll have a tail. For sure. What did we get? We got Water Shield. What does Water Shield do in Cataclysm? Surrounds us with 3 globes of water, granting 11 mana per 5. When a spell, melee or range hits the caster, 24 mana is restored. Oh, that could be really good, but obviously we're not really going to need that a lot. Healing Surge, we can put that here. That's nice. That's a faster heal. And that's basically it. We got nothing else. Alright, let's jump on the flight.
Open your heart to the light. May your days be long.
It's for Resto Shaman? Yeah. Have I ever played through Kultiris? Yeah, I probably did back in BFA at some point. I leveled a few characters through BFA stuff. So I'm sure we leveled in Kultiris. The BFA zones were really pretty. Visually, the BFA zones did a good job of like capturing the essence of Warcraft. Yep. They were all pretty. I feel like the Alliance zones might have been a little bit better than the Horde side zones. But you know, that makes sense. The last time I looked at feet was on a Yeti, and then we found out they were wiggling their toes constantly, and then I stopped looking at feet, yeah. Well, you never know what's going to happen when you look at a mob's feet, what you're going to see. The one time I looked at the basilisk and the crocodiles, and it turned out they had 6 legs. That's what I got for looking too closely. Now I can't stop thinking about, like, why do they have 6 legs? This makes basically no sense. Are they part insect? Yeah, okay, let's head in this direction. We can get 2 birds, 1 stone, and all of that if we go this way. At least there's nothing really jarring about this mount's movement. It's not going to give anybody motion sickness. Unlike the raptors and the chocobos. Weapon buffs. It looks like I have to get up there, except... Oh, look at that. Okay, okay. There we go. There's probably an easier way to do that. Take the ancient journal back to Bloodwatch. Alright. That's true, you can't ride it into buildings. Yeah. I feel like it's too large. I feel like it's probably too large. Could be smaller. Stamina into leather. I mean, that's a really cool look. I hardly ever see that that transmog. But that's a good one. I'm gonna equip that to make sure we get it in our transmog. Because I like that one. Yeah, it's cool. I like that. Those are rare. You don't see that often. Is this guy gonna give us a quest to go do something at these sunken boats? I wonder if we're gonna have to go fight something or find an item. Have you heard of the Blood Curse? No, of course you haven't. The Blood Curse is what sunk all of these ships. The spoiled, desecrated part of the water here is known as the Blood-Cursed Reef. A part of the world you never want to visit. I've been here myself for 20 years. So wait, the water here was always messed up? I thought we contaminated this place, but maybe that's not true. Because if it's been like this for 20 years, then that's got nothing to do with the Draenei. I died on these wild shores as food for the dragons. Okay. Sorry, buddy. They say when the world was sundered, this land cried the loudest. It was here that thousands of night elves faded into oblivion, and in their place rose terrible creatures of hate, the Naga. Obedient to their twisted queen, Azhara, they would destroy all that would dare pass through their sea. It would remain this way for thousands of years until now. First order of business is... So this harkens back to, like, the Maelstrom exploding or something. Like when the Night Elves first summoned the demons into Azeroth by like delving too deeply into the well. Okay. I'm not really sure how this all fits in, but sure. It's interesting enough, I guess. And yeah, we are going to go fight some Naga. JP, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for being here today. Oh, he gave us water breathing. What a bro. Alright, now what? Blood-cursed soul. Okay, maybe I should have read that one a little bit. On a ledge of the reef, deeper than where you found the Naga, you will find the Hopeless Ones, the blood-cursed voyagers, ghosts of those taken by the blood curse. It's regrettable, but we have to go kill them. Their souls must be put to rest. Return to me when you have done as asked. Okay. We gotta go kill some spirits. It wouldn't be a WoW quest if we didn't kill spirits. Oh, this also increased our swim speed. He gave us swim speed and water breathing. That's really cool. Alright, down into the abyss we go. Can we go deeper? I think we're gonna get into fatigue territory. Yeah. Okay, we can't go that deep. So maybe just around the ruins of the boat. Why am I not getting their souls? What am I missing? They must be destroyed. Their cursed shells brought back to their cursed shells. What does he mean? What's he talking about? Do we have like an item or something? We don't have an item, do we? I have no idea what he wants me to do. They're cursed. Maybe it's a chance to drop. Maybe they don't always drop one. Let's kill a few more and see what happens. It's a drop rate. Okay. Yeah, I was worried it was one of those things where you kill them and then you click them and talk to the spirit, or you have to like capture the spirit with an item. As long as it's a bad drop rate, I'm fine to keep killing them. Some of these like character models, like, I don't know where they're from. It's a weird looking human. He's got a weird looking beard and a weird looking hairdo that I don't think is an in-game hairdo or an in-game beard that you can choose. Huh. Same thing with this guy. What's going on with this guy? I don't know. They got weird faces and weird hair. Oh well. Yeah, no drops for 10 mobs and then all 4 dropped in a row. That's classic drop rates for you. Absolutely. Alright, we have another follow-up. To the south you will find Blood Curse Isle. Atop the isle you will find a shrine dedicated to the beloved queen of the Naga Azhara. Destroy the statue, burn it in effigy. This will surely draw the ire of Atof, the blood-cursed leader. Slay Atof and return to me. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I've never been down here. Well, that's really neat. Let's get back into the water so we can take advantage of our swim speed. Actually, let's run to the edge of the island and then we'll go into the water. That would probably be the fastest way to do it. What server do we play on? This server is in the stream description. Yep. I wonder if we get the swim speed buff if we're mounted. I'm just gonna guess probably not. Wayne, good afternoon, man. Thanks for being here today. I appreciate it. The music here is doing interesting things. It started to sound like an Insidious movie for a minute. What's the most populated server for Alliance? It depends on the region. But the most populated server is probably going to be the big PvP server. Somebody else can tell you what it is. This one is Mirage Raceway. This has one of the biggest Alliance populations in the EU. That's a PvE server. But obviously, you're going to find the biggest populations on the PvP. Is it Firemaw? It might be Firemaw. It might be something else. And on the EU, at least, basically everybody seems to play Alliance. I don't even know if there are any big Horde servers in the EU. It seems like it's all kind of Alliance heavy. Alright, sadly we have to destroy the statue. I wish we could leave it, but we can't. Well, there we go. Jumping onto the land there seems like it would be death. But perhaps we can make it into the water. We can. There we go. That'll work out. It's going to be a little bit of a swim, but we'll get there. A little sunset swim. Never hurt anybody. Firemaw is the big one. Okay. Yeah, there you go. But Firemaw is also PvP. No water walking yet. No, they wouldn't give us a cool utility thing like that. We'll probably get water walking. Oh, there we go. Level 24. It's soon. I was going to say it's probably going to be level 58. But yeah, level 24. And it still requires a reagent, so we'll have to see. We don't have any fish oil right now. If we start getting any, we'll have to hold on to it. Oh, that's right. Shaman get Astral Recall. We get 2 Hearthstones. That's amazing. I mean, the Hearthstone is already so quick. I wish we could bind them to different places. I wish you could bind Astral Recall to one place and the Hearthstone to another place. Then it would be like 2 Hearthstones. Then it would be actually really good still. Even with the shorter Hearthstone cooldown. Oh yeah, glyphs. Yeah, we don't get glyphs till 25, right? There's a glyph for it. Okay. As soon as we hit 25, we'll go get all of the glyphs. Even the ones we can't put on yet, we'll just keep them in our bags. Because I know they open up as you level up, right? Like, you start with a couple of slots, then you get more over time. That was it for this guy. It would have been really convenient to have been able to do this while we were out here the first time, obviously. It kind of sucks to have to come back, but I'm glad we got it done. Conveniently, now we can hearth out of here. Nothing left to do on the eastern side of the isle. I think now everything is on the western side.
Donatai Christor. May your days be long and your hardships.
Warm wishes to you. Be well. Remember the lessons of
Oh, hold on. This guy has some kind of follow-up for us.
be kind to those less
I don't want the first aid panel, buddy. I just want to be able to take your quest.
the light embrace you.
Okay, I mean, okay. There we go.
Dionis Aka.
There we go, okay. he really wanted us to learn first aid before, before he would talk to us further.
Safe journey.
Maybe we still have some stuff to do. Oh, yeah, see, we do have some stuff to do here still. Okay. Out we go. I was excited to get into this part of the zone because I haven't seen it, but it looks like that's going to be a little ways off still. Then again, maybe that quest just ended. Yeah, it feels like maybe that was the end of that one. Okay. In that case, let's head into the cryocore. Oh my god, another player. Guys, they do exist. They're out there. Alliance or Horde? Alliance. Obviously. They have all the pretty races. They have the pretty races and the pretty architecture. With the exception of Blood Elves. Blood Elves are still my favorite race. But just because Blood Elves is my favorite race doesn't mean that I like the Horde. I'd be happy to have High Elves and have them be Alliance side. I just like the character models. We need stuff. We need Galen's amulet and medicinal supplies. Yeah, Blood Elf is the only reason to play Horde, but what I've realized is it's not worth playing Horde just for Blood Elves. Because then if I want to have alts, they all have to be Blood Elves. And that's not great. If I could play the fleshy undead, the ones that don't have their stupid bones sticking out stupidly, like a Saturday morning cartoon villain, then I would love to play undead. Just let me have all my skin. That's it. It's not a big ask. Let me have all of my skin, please. I don't want my stupid floaty bones. I don't want to look at my stupid floaty bones. It's immersion breaking for me, and I don't enjoy it. And then when you wear a robe, look next time, because the robe cuts off up here, and then there's empty space, and then the sleeve resumes down here, and somehow the sleeve is floating. It's floating on your arm, because it's not attached to the upper part of the robe at all. It's some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen. And it's the kind of dumb stuff that unfortunately, once you notice it and start paying attention to it, you can never look away. And once you see it, you'll never look away from it. And I just got tired of it. New name, Floaty Bones. Yeah, Floaty Bones is a good name. Somebody should go grab that right now. Because that's exactly what they're like. They just have floaty bones for some reason. And you know, I could play one in retail because, you know, in retail they have skin, but there's so many other better options in retail that I would still never play one in retail either, I don't think. We've got all the medicinal supplies. I guess we're just killing these guys now until they drop the amulet. Yeah, the undead do look better in retail. Everything looks better in retail. But again, in retail I have so many other options that I still don't think I'd ever choose one. You know? And in retail there are void elves on the alliance side, which are basically just high elves. Which are basically just blood elves. There we go. That's our amulet. Do we want to take this back to town first? Let's go try to capture the named guy again. Last time we found this guy, we just flat out killed him. It turns out that's not what the quest calls for. We have to capture him, like he gets low on health, and then we fire this off. Or maybe he doesn't even have to be low on health, I don't know. We're gonna try to fire it off right away. And see if they just come out and help us. And then we're gonna try not to one-shot the guy. And there he is. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm not gonna touch this guy. We're gonna let our boy here do it. There we go. You got him. Great job. This guy's gear looks awesome. So I think that's done. Yeah, that's all we have to do here. Let's go turn this stuff in before... Well, what do you guys think? Do you guys think we're safe to do this stuff? Or will there be follow-ups that take us in here? Let's go poke around. Let's go poke around. It looks like we were working on it a little bit at one point. We have 3 out of 5 corrupted crystals. I mean, so far, no corrupted crystals in this area. Here we go. So they're pretty big and they're glowy. So we'll see them from a long way off. That's good to know. If you have an active sub to WoW, you can play retail up to level 70 without purchasing War Within. So if you're playing Classic right now, your sub is active. You can level a character in retail all the way up to where you're about to go into the new content. To see if there's anything about the classes or anything about the game design that you like. If you don't have an active sub, you can do a trial till level 20, but in retail, level 20 happens in a couple hours, so you're not going to get a lot of gameplay out of the level 20 trial. We have to go down here and kill Deathclaw. What is Deathclaw? It is a bear? Is it a bear? Yes, it is a bear. I didn't skin him. How many bears have I left in my tracks without skinning them? Probably many. Did I skin him? I skinned him, didn't I? No, I didn't skin him. Sorry. You were right. I'm sure that's not the first one that I forgot about. That's right, we're also getting Master of Anatomy, which is going to increase our crit strike. So that's another impetus to keep leveling this. We get more crit strike. And crit strike is definitely something that we want as a class. So back this way, we're going after Zervox, and we need a crystal sample. He stood there, did his entire rain of fire, and then he evade bugged. What a jerk. Alright, that is a bunch of completed quests. Let's go turn all these in, and then it looks like the last place we're gonna go is into the Amber Web Pass, which is another area. I've never been back there. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what the quests are going to be like. But I guess that's the equivalent area to the Ghostlands where you go into Deathholm and you kill the dude and his lieutenants. So it looks like we are approaching the end of Bloodmist. This has been a really great zone. I feel like I like this zone more than I like Ghostlands. As far as the flow and like the environs even, like... I didn't think that would happen, but I actually feel like I've had a better time here. Maybe it's because a lot of it's been new to me. Maybe that's all it is. But the flow of questing has felt really good, even with the mistakes I've made. With like not getting this ghost guy at the time that I was over here, and a couple of other faux pas that we've made. It still has felt really good. I mean, the class is really fun too, so the class is certainly part of it. But I've played fun classes in Ghostlands before, so I have a frame of reference. All these two-handed weapons. I don't need two-handed weapons. Agility stam pants, I need those. Those are a big upgrade. They're more shorts than they are pants, but that's okay. Don't drink the water. Okay. Use the water sample flask to get a Bloodmist water sample. That feels like something we should have done a long time ago. I feel like we've been here a long time to just now be getting into like a water sample quest.
The Legion's end draws near. Remain vigilant.
Why? They already gave us the achievement. But we haven't finished all of the quests. Oh, it's just a number. Complete 60 quests. So you don't have to do every quest to get these achievements. You have to do a certain number of quests. I'd like to eventually get the achievement for every zone. I feel like if you level like a handful of characters and you plan it out and you figure out like what zones you've been to, what zones you haven't, then you could unlock everything.
Open your heart to the
Alright, let's vendor the old stuff. This one-hander is not better than the blues I have. Okay. I should have figured that.
May the light embrace you. Sage.
I hope we get a chest piece that completes the set, because the boots match, the pants match, the gloves match. And now we just need the chest piece. Oh, where's the quartermaster? In Ghostlands, there was a quartermaster where you can buy some blue stuff and some green stuff once you had like a certain amount of rep. We gotta find the quartermaster. There has to be one. And by this point, we should have all the rep we need to get whatever. If any of it's any good now.
Remain vigilant.
Probably should have found the quartermaster a while ago. I don't need either of these things.
Blessings upon your family.
Alright, let's try to find this guy. If I were a quartermaster, where would I be? Mitosh, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we've been pretty focused on questing, and I think that's been the way to go to level quickly at these lower levels, has been just focusing on questing. It's been a good time. Maybe he's over here somewhere. Priest trainer, bowyer, tradesman, shaman trainer, herbalist. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like this place has to have the same type of NPC that sells the vendor gear. I just don't know where the heck they would hide him. He's not in the inn. I feel like we've been around like every NPC, right? We haven't missed anybody? We can get a closer look over here.
The Naru have not forgotten us. Warm wishes to you. Be well.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they took him out. Maybe they took the rep vendors out of these zones with Cata. Seems like kind of a weird thing to do. But I don't see him. Alright, well, in that case, we'll just keep going. Got a water sample over here we have to collect. Yeah, there's no quartermaster. He's in the Exitar. Oh, that's so stupid. Wow, that's so bad. The quartermaster is out in Ghostlands. Like, the guy's right there next to the inn. He just hangs out next to the inn, and then he has special items you can get while you're leveling up in Ghostlands, and it's really cool to be able to get those items. Yeah, I'm not going back to the exit to look for the guy, so I am just not going to worry about it. Yeah, see, I should have had this quest already when I was out here, but we did not. Okay, well that very nearly killed us. Part of me says we have to go back now, but I'm not going to go back now. We're going to go into this place. I want to see what's inside of this place today. So we're gonna go in there now, and if we have to go back, if it turns out we get another quest that sends us back, then we'll go back, but I'm gonna go check it out. I don't even know how would we even get into this area. I guess we can just cross over the Blood River right here and find our way in. But yeah, there's no like really clear entrance. So I hope it works out. Why is everything red here? Is there some cool lore? There is some cool lore. Do I understand all of it? I don't think that I do. I think that some of it has to do with contamination from the Exodar crash. But I think a part of it has to do with fell portals being open to the area and like demonic influence that's happening here. There's a lot of demonic influence here. So I don't know how much to contribute to the Exodar crashing and how much to contribute to the fell. It's kind of hard to say. And I haven't been verbatim reading every quest. I have been skimming some of them, so, but there probably is some really good lore. There's also some cool stuff that happened here in ancient history too, apparently. We heard a little bit about the things that happened in this area when the Maelstrom blew up. I think it was when the Maelstrom blew up. Alright, we got spoders, and they're the spindly kind of spoders. I don't like. We have a dude hiding over here, which is exactly what you should do if you find yourself on an island full of giant 200-pound spiders. It was a bloody mess. We were ambushed by a large pack of these spiders. Their progenitor descended upon us with incredible speed and wrapped us up in cocoons. After we were rebbed, she began to lay eggs near us. We were to be food for her young. Food. I managed to cut my way out and escape, but I will not leave the others behind. You already did leave them behind. Like, when you escaped, you left them behind. That's it. Is there an ETA on the Mop Classic launch? There's a roadmap. Is this the second or third time today that my animals have disrupted the stream? I think it's the third time. So we like to keep it really professional around here. Yeah, there's a roadmap. There's no like release date. There's a release window. So sometime in the summer or autumn. So you'll probably see pre-patch in the summer, and you'll probably see full release closer to the autumn. There's fine print that says the pre-patch will be out. It doesn't say the pre-patch will be out. What it says, exactly what it says, is it says it's anticipated. The pre-patch is anticipated on or before July 31. It's anticipated. And as I said yesterday when we were talking about this, I've anticipated lots of things that haven't happened. Or they haven't happened when I thought they were going to. And so anticipated is a different word than promised. That's where I would be wary. I hope they do have the pre-patch out by July 31. July 31 would be a good time to have pre-patch. I could stand having pre-patch a little bit earlier than that even. And just having a longer pre-patch, but I don't know if it's going to happen that way. I would say be cautious about counting on July 31. So around August. Yeah, so pre-patch will probably happen in August. I think pre-patch is going to happen in August. And I think the game will come out. The game will come out technically in summer, but it'll be like September 20th. Because September 20 is still technically summer. So even if they release on September 20 for full release, they've still hit the promise of a summer launch. I think that's more likely at this point. I don't know what happened to their release schedule, but a lot of things got pushed back in Classic. We were supposed to have, TBC in the winter. Winter 2025 was the original stated release time for TBC, and we're not getting TBC on the Anniversary Realms till spring of 26 now. So a lot of things seem to have got pushed back by an entire season. So I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing didn't happen with Mists of Pandaria. I feel like everything is going to get pushed back a month or so from what they originally intended. And think about this, like, they told us the other day about Legion. They officially said, hey, Legion Remix. You know what they didn't say? Here's the release date for Mop pre-patch. If they had a release date for Mop pre-patch, the convention the other day would have been a good time to drop that little bit of info. Unless they do have a date, and the date is much further in the future than anybody wants, and then in that case I can understand why they did not talk about Mop in the same breath as talking about Legion Remix the other day. Yeah, they want you to be excited for Legion Remix. And that's why I think we still have a while to wait on Mop. I don't know I don't know if they're going to do Legion Remix before Mop. I don't know if they're going to do it during Mop. Like, I don't know what their plans are. We're going to wait and see. For sure by November 20, we'll be playing Mop. I think that's like as late as it can get, which is still quite a ways off. Beta was pretty early. Beta was early, and if beta lasts 3 times longer than it usually does, then maybe they'll find 80% of the bugs. If they run the beta like 300% longer than we typically get beta, maybe they'll find 80% of the bugs this time around. That'd be cool. Is there a trick to actually finding our friends inside these cocoons, or is this all random and I'm having really bad luck? Because every time I pop one of these, it's a bad guy I gotta kill. And you would think they'd be grateful for me setting them free, but they're not. They just want to kill me as soon as they come out. It's like, dude, I just freed you, and now I have to kill you. This was not the way to go. It's random. It seems stacked in the direction of never freeing a good guy. Oh my god, there we go. 2 out of 5. Did they slate the remix for late 2025? Is that what they said? Yeah, the roadmap would have to be updated, obviously. Yeah, it's not on the roadmap. I don't know if there's a more up-to-date roadmap floating around out there somewhere, but the only one I see is the original one that they put out like 7 or 8 months ago. I don't see anything like actually up-to-date. I doubt they'll put out another roadmap, you know? Like, why would they want us to know exactly when stuff was coming out? What point would that serve? It's the weird symbol on the roadmap. Oh, is it the symbol that people thought was player housing? Is it that weird symbol? Is that what it was all along? I think a lot of people thought that new symbol was like player housing or something. Like they were gonna get player housing before midnight launched or some crap. Okay. Well, let's head back over to this guy, tell him we found all of his friends. And then I guess we're gonna hearth back to town. This looks like this is gonna kill us if I jump here, so we are certainly not going to do that. I wish I had Ankh, then we could jump down, we could die, we could Ankh. Okay, dismounted, that's fair, that's fair. Player housing is 2 years away. Yeah, I hope it's a long time away. By the time there's player housing, I would like the game to actually be fun to play, so that I can go back and play it. So I hope it's a long way off. I hope it's like the middle of the Midnight expansion. That would be great. Yeah, I mean, you're either a person who's into the idea of player housing or you're not. I'm into the idea of giving it a chance. Ultimately, I don't really know what the point is, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, so I have a cool looking house. I can log in and log out there. I can hang out there when I'm in queue, I guess. Like, I guess I don't really know But, you know, it's something people have wanted for a long time. It allows people to express themselves in the game and feel more attached to their characters.
Blessings.
What I'm hoping is that you know how like your top 4 characters hang out at the campfire or whatever on the splash screen? I hope that you can have your alts hang out in your house. I hope that your alts can come hang out in your player housing.
Remember the lessons.
I don't know what they're going to do in there, or if there's going to be any kind of interactivity with them, but it would be cool to see them lounging around in various places inside the player house. That would be novel, like once a day, log in, check out the house, see what my alts are doing, and then I leave my house and go play the game. That would be cool. Yeah, they shouldn't make a mini game out of it. Yeah, no followers, no command table, no chores to do. I don't want to have a mine to go mine. I don't want to have a garden that I have to go pick herbs in every day. Like, it can't be chore oriented. It's just got to be a house. I can get cool stuff to decorate it by doing stuff in the game. My alts hang out there. They lounge in different positions and they do different things, and I come say hi once a day. That's all it should be. There should be no mini games, no systems attached to it, aside from just collecting the cool stuff to put into your house. The alt thing is a good idea, but they kind of have to do it, because otherwise, then what? You just have an empty house? You just go into like this stupid empty player house, and what? You just like sit there by yourself at your computer? You're gonna get onto your computer. You're gonna log into your character. You're gonna go look at your player house? In WoW? Who wants to do that? What's the point? I'm there by myself. There's no other players, there's no NPCs. It's just me and some stuff. Like, I don't see the attraction. If my alts are there, I think that'd be novel. I'd log in, I'd see what they're doing, and then I'd leave, you know? Because otherwise I just don't get the point. But then again, like, I'm not a person that player housing appeals to a lot. I have an interest in it. But I'm not one of those people that have been waiting for 20 years for player housing. In FF14, they build nightclubs with club scenes with live DJs. That's so far in a direction that I don't even glance. You know what I mean? Like, that's really far in a certain direction that I don't even look that way. That's not my thing either. Some people like that, like, oh, it's very social. They dance and play music, and it's like, oh, okay, like, that's cool, I guess. I got a bio. I'll be right back. Alright, so it looks like we're going out in this direction. We're not going back into the pass. We're going down here near the vector coil. I feel like we have to be like getting close to the end of questing, but I feel like some of the Ghostlands quests were level 20, level 21. This one's only level 18, so maybe we have more to do here than I realize? Not really sure. We do have an unspent talent point. That's going to be the last point in Flurry. In Star Wars, you had player housing where you can craft professional items and stuff, have access to the auction house. That'd be cool. In Star Wars The Old Republic, you also had companion characters, though, didn't you? That had, like, personalities and storylines and stuff like that. You could, like, flirt with them and stuff. Wasn't that a part of Star Wars? I remember having companions. And I remember, like, building my conversations with them and my relationships, like, Mass Effect style. And I'm assuming said characters would hang out at your house. That's Sims, I think. No, stop it. Don't make me boot you. I know what I'm talking about. I played Star Wars The Old Republic when it came out. I followed the game for 2 years religiously before it came out, every speck of news, so I actually do know. I'm just kind of throwing it out there to see if they still have that stuff. You could send them on quests too. Yeah, that's cool. I really liked the companions, yeah. I liked having that side of it. That's part of what made it like a true RPG, is the class stories in SWTOR were really good. Really good class stories and really good companion characters. I'd love to have the ability to bring my alts with me. So think about this, how cool would it be? You know how they have like the NPC dungeons in WoW now? Where you can like have a party of NPCs come with you in like a 5-man? How cool would it be to bring your alts? How cool would it be to bring your alts with you and gear up your alts and level up your alts in dungeons with you? And they could be controlled by AI, the same AI that runs the current NPCs. Yeah, I want to bring my alts with me. I want to bring like 2 of them out in the world with me. Let me scale up the difficulty of the area. Like every companion you bring with you, it scales up world difficulty 1 notch. So you bring up the 2 companion characters that are your alts out with you. They have access to a certain amount of their abilities, and the difficulty of the game world is ratcheted up a little bit. And that way you can take them out, you can level them, you can get them gear and stuff like that in like a 3-man party. That would be amazing. Yeah, I want my alts to come out with me and like hang out with me and stuff and do content with me. That'd be really cool. That was what I was expecting when they talked about soul links in Shadowlands. I thought our soul link characters would come hang out with us in the world. They'd follow us around, do quests with us. I thought we would like have conversations and dialogue options with them and all that stuff. That's what I thought soul links in Shadowlands was going to be. A character who followed me around, helped me out in combat, did content with me, had conversations with me that I would see them grow and develop over time. That's obviously not what Soul Links turned out to be. And I was confused and disappointed when that turned out to be the case. Yeah, I thought the follower dungeons did drop loot. I thought it was scaled a little bit less than normal dungeons, but I thought they dropped something. I've never done one though. I don't think I know. I never did a follower dungeon, so I actually don't know. It drops loot, but the XP is scaled down. Okay, so maybe they make it so you can't go in there and grind your way up to level or something, but they still drop loot. Well, that's nice, though. Yeah, I don't think it should necessarily be a way to grind levels. Okay. Well, supposedly we have to kill 6 more pyromancers and 2 more defenders. There just aren't any alive. I think that was one of the biggest intentions behind the follower dungeons, was so that people could practice the 5-mans and get to see the dungeon, get to learn the routes, get to learn a little bit about the bosses, but obviously not their full mechanics. And they get to do it in a place where they're not feeling pressured by other people. You know, you could walk through, you could take your own pace, you can really look around, you know, like, how often in a 5-man do you get to look around at anything? Not often. You often feel like you're just like tunnel visioning on where the tank is at so you can keep up with the tank. You don't really get to look around a lot. Yeah, I think like maybe that'd be a good idea just to do them all once, like, you know, before you run them as a group, do them once on your own, just to be able to look around, actually appreciate some of the content. Tim, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday to you. Well, I mean, that's quest done. That's every quest we have. We're down to the one quest. I have to assume we're gonna get a couple more quests to go in here, maybe to kill some named guys. But I'm kind of surprised we didn't have anything else to pair up with that one. Yeah, let's go back and see what they give us. Why did I switch to EU from US? Because the timing works out better. Look at the time right now. It's 3:30 in the afternoon for me. This is when I play the game, and if I want to raid, I have to be playing on a server where people are raiding during this time. I'm never going to get to raid if I'm trying to play on US servers, because people don't raid in the middle of the afternoon because they have jobs. They have other things they have to do in the middle of the day. But this is when I play. So on the EU side right now, it's 9:20 p.m. So it's like I play during their prime time. It makes sense that I play on their servers, and that way I get to see raids, I get to do content, I get to play with people. That's it. That is it. And it's honestly a choice I should have made a long time ago. I've missed out on a lot of endgame because there's just been no way for me to do it. Tim, yeah, the Shaman's really fun. I am really, really loving the Shaman, especially with the perspective of the Warlock. The Shaman's been a blast. I think my plan is to, I'm gonna finish up Bloodmist at least. I think next time, probably tomorrow, we'll do some dungeons. But I think for today, I'm gonna finish up the questing, and once I'm out of Bloodmist and into Darkshore, then we can run some stuff. But tomorrow's probably gonna be the day that we can run some dungeons. I don't know if I'm not gonna grind them all day. because I want to focus on questing a little bit, but we'll do like 2 or 3 here, 2 or 3 there, something like that. But we'll get some in.
Good health.
I didn't read what he wanted me to do. Okay. Thanks to you and the work that you did, my scouts were able to find the Sun Gate. The elves keep the portal location mobile so that they can move it at a moment's notice. That's why the site you investigated was empty. The strength of such a system is also its greatest weakness. The Sun Gate is stabilized by portal controllers. If we can take down the controllers, the portal will be ours to destroy. The current Sun Gate location can be found west of here, south of the Vector Coil. Find it and destroy it. Okay, so we're taking out the Sun Gate. Apparently that's how the Blood Elves have been getting here. They've been going through some kind of Sun Gate. Now we're going to find out what that is. JP, it sounds like you were trying to make a new Battle.net account, man. Don't do that. Yeah, you don't need an address. If you're signed into your existing US Battle.net account, and you go under your accounts and subscriptions, from accounts and subscriptions you can start a new WoW account, and then you can select the region. But if you're inputting address information and stuff, that sounds like you're in the process of making a new Battle.net account, which is not what you want to do. You just need to make another WoW account under your current Battle.net account. It shouldn't ask you any of that stuff, because it certainly didn't ask me or anybody else who's done this. Yeah, just log into your normal Battle.net account at World of Warcraft, the official site. Go up in the top to your account, go to accounts and subscriptions, and from there start a new WoW account. It'll ask you like basically right away what region. Then you select EU. And you'll have to sub it. You know, you'll have to start a sub for it to get into Classic. These guys are fighting the void. I love this. I love when the NPCs are aggressive to each other. WoW should have more of this. I feel like this would be something easy to program in that WoW should have more of. When enemies are close to each other and they're not compatible, they should fight. Like when a giant 100-pound tarantula wanders too close to a Defias pillager. Like, the two of them should fight. They're not friends. The 200-pound spider and the Defias pillager are not friends, and if they get too close to each other, they should fight. Because they should be aggressive to each other. And that would make the world seem a lot more alive and immersive. It would also allow you to get up to some shenanigans. You'd be able to get up to some shenanigans. But I feel like that's okay. So there we go. This is the Sun Gate. What is this? Like they come through here and they plop out into the red water and they swim to shore? I don't really know what's going on here. Either way, let's close her up. There we go. That seemed to have worked just fine. We just smacked it with our mace once. Portal gone. Actually, portal gone. It's gone. It's obviously still there. It's behind us still, isn't it? Yeah. And back to Bloodwatch we go. Yeah, there was no phasing tech. Right. Yep, they couldn't put us into a phase where it didn't exist. That's true. We've done some stuff around the Vector Coil already, yeah. We did some stuff back in the Amberweb Pass, around the Vector Coil. I think we're just about done. I can't imagine we have too many more quests, unless we just missed a bunch of quests somewhere that I don't know about. But it is kind of weird that we keep having like one quest in our log at a time. It's not typically the case.
Chronokai Christor.
That's it, I guess? We destroyed the Sun Gate. This guy seems happy. I don't know what he said, because apparently I don't have, any chatter on. I got all my... Why don't I see his chats? All this stuff is turned on. If he had dialogue there, which it looked like he had, I should have been able to see it. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's every quest in Bloodmist. And I guess now the game would want us to go to Darkshore. And we could do that. There's a boat right over here that we can take. And that'll get us over to Darkshore. And I don't know exactly what's going on there. We don't have any breadcrumbs. Weirdly, we have no breadcrumbs. I think like somewhere I must have missed at least a breadcrumb to the Night Elf lands. I thought I picked one up. We got Heroes Call Ashenvale. Man, I really don't want to quest in Ashenvale. Audience with the Farseer in the Stormwind Dwarven district might be where we go next. I don't know if we can do Darkshore, because maybe we're too high of a level for it, aren't we? Guys, Darkshore's 10 to 20. Yeah, we're not going to Darkshore now. Now, back in TBC, you probably would have went to Darkshore afterwards, because you'd have still been within level range. But level 23, we're not going to a level 10 to 20 zone. So we could either go to Ashenvale, which I don't remember liking Ashenvale very much. There's a lot of faction war going on there. Or we get over into the Eastern Kingdoms and we start doing stuff over that way. Maybe we can quest in Ashenvale for a little bit. We can hit level 25. At level 25, I think maybe I would go into Stranglethorn. Northern Stranglethorn is level 25 to 35. So yeah, I feel like that's the play. I think what we'll do is we'll just do some dungeons. We'll hit level 25, and then we'll plan on making our way over to Ashenvale. It's going to be a little bit of travel. Unless there are teleporters somewhere in the Exodar, it's going to be a little bit of travel to get over that way. But we have to do it eventually anyhow. So it's going to be worth it. Yeah, I don't really want to quest in the remade Ashenvale. It's all about the faction war, which I don't really care for. So yeah. That's the plan, guys. I've had an amazing time today, but unfortunately, I am out of time for today. I want to go to my son's swim practice, so I have to call it right here for today, guys. I really appreciate you all hanging out with me today and all the support. It has been a great time. The Shaman is a really fun class, and I look forward to playing more of it tomorrow. Have a great rest of your afternoon or evening time, and as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.